Well, welcome to my state of mind here on WPRI.com. Reminder, we're back in business at 7:30 on MyRI TV and Fox Province at midnight. The Friday program, and perhaps a couple of more times over the course of the weekend and early in the week, you'll see our conversation with Father Nathan Ritchie from the Diocese of Providence talking about the opening of Mass. Not this weekend, but next weekend. The spiritual and logistical conversation, I think, is an intrigue, and we will check in with other faith denominations and their approach next week on both TV and on radio as well. In the meantime, speaking of going to church, the world stopped for a half a minute when Donald Trump, our president, crashed the microphone at the press briefing room to make a couple-minute stump speech on why churches needed to be open, demanded that they be open, ordered that they be open, and suggested that the governors would have to abide by his rule or he would overrule them. Again, the president explaining to us, I just violated social norms. Sorry, don't touch your face. But the president just showed that he has still not picked up a little pocket manual of the Constitution. There is nowhere, anywhere to be found executive fiat for the president to order churches open and governors to abide by his rules. Now, the Department of Justice is an arm of the administration, and the Department of Justice can weigh in and do some litigating on this. And if we had courts open throughout the land, which we don't right now, perhaps there could be some injunctive relief that the Department of Justice is trying to get for churches to open. But from state to state, including in Rhode Island and Massachusetts, this is a process that is being worked out, whether you like it or not, based on COVID data and based on preparation and based on feasibility. The 25% capacity that we have in Rhode Island right now is something that is just announced, just started, and frankly, the churches need some work to do before they get back into business. Now, there may be some evangelical types who get very excited, mostly in the South, and create some stirs, and there might be some conflicts this weekend. You got to know there will be because Donald Trump stirred them. But for the most part, we've got this thing more or less under control. The president doing all of this purely for political reasons, trying to make a stand, trying to get in front of news cycles for the weekend, and he did. But once again, he also shows that he has no understanding of the Constitution. Whether that matters to the general electorate anymore, we'll see as they add up the entire equation come November. In the meantime, that kind of spoiled some of the big news here in Rhode Island, where Governor Raimondo announced that Phase 2 is June 1. And that means a lot. There's going to be a lot of businesses that will have adjustments to the nearer side of new normal. Restaurants will allow indoor dining or be allowed indoor dining up to 50% of capacity. Hair salons, stylists, we just did a TV show on that this week, are going to be open with, social distancing rules and all sorts of regulations that will be in place come June 1. Now look, the Raimondo administration has had a pattern here where they announce things, then the details are so difficult that it's hard to figure out how you're going to do what the announcement calls for, which is to actually do business and open. But we'll leave that to next week. The thing that was really interesting about her announcement today is the social distancing cap, the amount of people who can be together. It's 5 right now. She proffered that it'll be 15 come June 1. And while that's exciting, as I record this message for you, I'm looking at right over my computer, a big, beautiful blue sky day leading into a weekend that has at least a 2/3 pretty good weather forecast. A lot of people don't pay attention to the details. They'll hear 15 and they will act on it. Only 2 beaches formally open, but I got a little bit of a concern that 15 is being articulated when it's 5. Meaning, I don't know why she didn't wait until Tuesday. Why would she throw the number 15 out and say, by the way, it's 5 now, but it will be 15? People hear what they want to hear. And if she's actually half serious about pulling anything back because people overreacted and got too crazy this weekend for Memorial Day, in part, it might be her bad strategy. Or maybe she's just decided, guess what? Done with this. Just done with it. And we're going June 1, and we're going to make these moves. And I'm going to admonish everybody as a warning, but there's no way I'm pulling this thing back, at least not now. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But I just thought the timing on that was weird and perhaps premature. In the meantime, Governor Raimondo is mentioned in a column by nationally syndicated columnist George Will as the adult in the room to bring to the White House as a partner to Joe Biden as vice presidential nominee. She has been moving up in the consideration list for that position. So do not think that her national profile and her disposition, much more accepted and celebrated outside of Rhode Island than inside of Rhode Island, isn't bringing her closer to that. I do not believe that she will be the vice presidential nominee with Joe Biden. I'm not sure Joe Biden's going to be the presidential nominee by the time this whole thing is over. More on that at another time. But if Joe Biden does pull off this November election, Gina Raimondo's gone. She'll be the secretary of something if she's not the vice president of it. I'm telling you. So the chances are getting very close to 50% that Dan McKee, the lieutenant governor, will see a term as governor, interim, coming in for Gina Raimondo. So remember, I told you that. I told you that last year, but I'm reminding you of that now. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. We all need a little bit of a break. There's a lot of heartache out there right now, and the beautiful weather and the Memorial Day weekend does not do anything to make that subside. But, be kind to each other. Don't touch your face like I just did. Keep washing your hands. Please take out those masks and use them. And don't forget to thank a veteran. And don't forget to just take a moment to pause and think about the sacrifices that have made this country what it is on Memorial Day. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Good night.